Matty Heaves, who is a big fan from what I could see, he sent through a lot of questions, but we picked one. He wants to know, is internet good for the music? And do you think that with the recent problems at major record labels, bands are better off self-releasing?
Well, it's a really loaded question. I mean, I think there's incredible things about the internet. I love the information exchange. It's brilliant. Clearly, as a musician, I think that completely taking your work from nothing just seems a little unfair, because anyone who's just stealing music wouldn't want anyone stealing something of theirs. So there's a kind of double standard in there. But I think it's completely brilliant. As far as people self-releasing, the problem about that is that it's really hard to get people to. How do you find a way that people get to notice you? That's the only big challenge. And traditionally, what labels have done is given a platform for people to launch off of. But it depends from case to case and band to band. If you're brilliant and established like Radiohead, it's really easy to be just use the internet. But if you're, Joe Schmo and you just want to bring a record out, it's kind of, I don't know how you begin. I don't know how to begin, and I've sold a couple of records, so that's why I like being in the label. But everything's changed so quick. By the time this comes out, who knows, it can be completely different.
It's quite obvious, actually, speaking of the internet, and through the questions and the contact that the fans kind of, the way they found us and the chance to ask the questions, it was very obvious that you do have a lot of personal hands-on contact with friends on your MySpace page. Yeah. And there was one question relating to that.
I try and keep up. I spent a lot of time last night on it, actually.
It's hard just to check emails, I can imagine. Oh, here we go. Catherine said, okay, so in a recent interview you said that you check your MySpace and respond to your fans. Yeah. Has there been anyone recently that made you smile?
Yeah, because I've had really few negative people write to me there, and mainly it's just people who tell me how much it's affected them, and when we talk about the history, people love to say when they first encountered me, what it meant to them, and I sometimes wish that some of them were critics because they write really nice reviews to me, but yes, a lot of them make me smile because they're very generous with their emotions.
They'll love to hear that, I reckon, as well.
I get weird pictures.
Wait, do they? Do they send them through or just?
Yeah. Yeah. They put a fine smile on it. They're really funny.
You need a filter. I like this one actually. Caleb says, it's 1996 and it's pouring down with rain. They shut down the spring break show because it's not safe. And right before you walk out on stage for what could have been your last show, what were you feeling or thinking at that very moment?
I was exactly thinking, well, fuck it, if you're going to go. I thought it was heroic because I was convinced that I would. There was so much rain. He's referring to that performance in the rain, obviously, and there was so much water that it was like someone was just pouring like from a jug on my hands, and I couldn't even believe that the guitar was still working because it was like you put a guitar in the bath, it doesn't work. So I just kept on thinking, do you die like this? Can you die like this? So I'm surprised that I remember. Yeah. It was pretty intense.
Famous last moments. There's only a couple more.
I thought it would have been great for the record though.
Yeah, absolutely. Final bang. Joe says, hey Gavin, it seems rock radio is beginning to make a comeback. Bush songs, along with the other staples of the grunge era, seem to be getting more airplay now than they have in years. Do you think it's nostalgia or something more?
Well, it's really weird. I mean, so you mean here in America? It's around the world. Around the world, there's talk. We, as a band, as Bush, still get played a lot. Like I get these numbers so it's really weird. It's managed to sustain a bunch of time, and I don't know enough about radio. I think that I hope they play the new record, but I just don't know. I mean, I think it's cool whenever people play your music and you hear it coming out. It's a good vibe. So, but I don't know enough about that.
And last question from the fan. Sam says, is there anything you wish you'd done differently in your career? And is there a song or album that you would like to be remembered most for? I would say Wonderlust.
Yeah, obviously, we all want to be remembered for what we just did. Yeah, I mean, hindsight we could all edit ourselves and we'd all probably do things slightly differently. But I think that to over edit or to change things is it's sometimes the magic is in the mistakes, and sometimes the biggest leaps that you make are from the worst situations that you're in. You know, bad things happen to you, and it's really it's how you react, it's how you deal with things. And so yeah, I could there's probably a long list like everyone of things, but ultimately that would always be too self-conscious, you know, because it's weird. It's a bit like when you do a show, you come off stage and you think you've done a really crap job, and you're full of your mistakes. And you come in the dressing room and you're just like, I can't believe it, I'm such an idiot. And then someone comes and goes, that was unbelievable, it was the best show you ever did. And then another night you might be like, made no mistakes, and you come off stage and you think someone's going to come in being like, wow, flawless, that's really incredible. And they come in and like, yeah, no boys, we'll play again tomorrow night, we'll do it right then, you know? So, meaning that the magic is in the unknown, and to kind of go over things too much, so not too much. You just got to be who you are and content with what you got.
I like it. You put a lot of thought into your answers. It's very honest. My last question, this is the very last one. What's the most memorable gig you've ever been to as an audience member?
Memorable gig? Well, I mean, I think my first thought was I did see Jane's Addiction playing at the Subterranean. And that was like, sometimes people ask me or they try to understand why I began, funny enough, in Camden a lot, doing rock music when everyone else was doing the kind of Britpop Kings thing, and my whole aesthetic and love of rock music had gone via, you know, began with punk, it went through reggae, and then when I saw Jane's Addiction, and then when we were talking about like why is this sort of American flavour, how can I do well in America, and it was when I saw Jane's Addiction, I saw Perry Farrell on this stage. You know, it's like when nothing shocking was happening, and it was just like this force. Because then the kind of English music was very still, you know, shoegazery, and it was all that kind of indie thing where it wasn't really about performance. And I saw this guy on stage, and I just remember thinking, he was just like a genius. He was so electric. He was like on fire. And actually, Dave Navarro was playing guitar, and he was off in his own world. The bass player, Eric Avery, was just standing at the front of the stage. And you remind me of when you see the footage of The Clash and like Paul Simon, just like being like a tree, like strong and powerful, and just playing. And that really inspired me a lot for, on a performance level, of like, I'm quite physical when I perform, and it probably began with seeing that show and seeing how someone like Grace Perry does it, and so it kind of probably fed a lot of my desire or my inspiration to not be sort of cool and still, be sort of uncool and like manic.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, especially before you're about to play Wanderlust to the Camden masses out there. It's a pleasure speaking to you. Brilliant album, by the way. Really, really impressive. I've been following up. Just, you know, I'm a little drop in the sea, but very, 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 very good. Yeah, aren't we all?